With so many rumors flying around about another Fable game coming soon, it made me want to play one of my favorite games from way back when the Xbox was just Xbox. It's been 16 years since the original Fable came out, and it made me wonder how well Fable holds up to this day. Fable was released in the back end of 2004. It was developed by the now closed Lionhead Studios and published by Microsoft Game Studios. The game was hyped to all hell before release, in large part due to lead game designer Peter Molyneux. There were many promised features not present in the final product, like the ability to get married and have children, or even having a canine companion to, bite a guy's beanbags clean off. Many of these features would be present in the next installments of Fable, but the act of bamboozling the fans didn't put a good taste in anyone's mouths. When Fable was released in 2004, it was nothing short of amazing. And even though our favorite spinner of yarns in the gaming industry, Peter Molyneux, made some claims about features in the game, which actually weren't in the final product, it still turned out to be a pretty groundbreaking title. Usually with a fable, or a short story, a big part is the morality of its characters, and that's something the game did very well with its incorporation of the honor system. It was one of the few games that I remember that actually had an honor system, next to Knights of the Old Republic, which came out a year earlier. For this video, I'm going to be playing Fable Anniversary, which came out in 2014, which added some new features like a new save system and also upped the resolution and the graphics. So if you plan on playing the game after this video, definitely go with Fable Anniversary. Booting up the game for the first time in 10 years, I felt like a little wee baby at Christmas time. The game still retains that same charm it had 16 years ago. From the music, to the way the title screen opens up like you're gonna be reading Princess Bride or some shit. There's a lot I still remember about Fable. I fondly remember its charm, getting chocolates for my sister, being able to fart in some guy's face and get away with it, kicking chickens like an asshole. Few games back then gave you this much freedom. But of course, chronic flatulence and giving chocolates to people isn't the main focus of the game. You play as the hero, who, as a boy, has his village raided by bandits, killing everyone in the process, including his family. During the commotion, you're rescued by Maze, an old hero, who takes you under his wing, teaches you how to fight, and sets you on a journey to become the hero of Albion. Later on, our hero learns of a blind Cirrus who may have information on his sister who possibly survived the bandit attack on his village. From there, our hero tries to gain more recognition among the people of Albion and seeks to find out more information on the bandit attack and his family's whereabouts. The story is very memorable. It's a classic tale of our character's journey as he battles with many moral choices and discovers what kind of hero he will be to the people. You can choose to be good by helping others and battling with evil, or be the bad guy who kills anyone in his way to get where he needs to be, and kicks chickens like he's trying to score a field goal. Your morality and honor is the name of the game. You really get the feeling that you're shaping this world by the choices you make. Do you side with the poor hobo who's getting bullied? Or do you side with the bully who's sick of looking at the poor man? Do you choose to raid a small farm for its goods? Or do you defend it to help the owner? There are a lot of opportunities to shape how the people of Albion view you. The game even went so far in showing your morality by changing your character's physical appearance. For instance, if your morality alignment is low, your character becomes more pale, starts balding, and grows badass horns on his head. In contrast, when your morality is high, you have a more appealing physical appearance with blonde hair, lighter skin, and a halo hovering above your head. It was a cool way at the time to reflect your character's moral choices. Compared to some of the games we have today, the morality system may feel a little artificial, but it's still very engaging. During your time with Fable, you progress the story from the map table in your Heroes Guild. This is where you'll pick up your main quests and also some side quests. From there you can choose to boast about your adventures to get extra gold and honor by completing your quests under certain conditions. For example, complete your quest while not getting hit once, or do the quest with no clothes on like you're some kind of weirdo. With more honor, people will be more likely to cheer you on when they see you, and you can also unlock different expressions to use on NPCs. While playing, I realized that Fable was using emotes before it was cool. One thing I noticed right off the bat was how the controls felt a little more janky than what I remembered. For instance, with the camera controls, you can't look up or down, it only changes the orientation by zooming in or out. It's really not that big of a deal, it just took a little time to get used to. Everything else felt fine and responsive. It was a time when you used the face buttons to block and attack. For instance, the X button swipes your sword and shoots arrows, and you use Y to block. The combat may feel a little more basic than what you're used to in today's games, You swipe, block, roll, and occasionally use magic to defeat your foes. One thing that did bother me a little bit was the fact that you can't move while you're blocking. You can only roll. Because of this, I felt a little more restricted during battles. It's not that big of a deal, I'm probably just being a picky asshole. You gain experience from fighting to upgrade your skills. Things like increased health, damage resistance, strength to use bigger weapons, and magical abilities like fire and thunder and so forth. Depending on how well you kick ass in battles, you can grow an experience multiplier to increase your gains. Between following the main missions and doing side quests, there's a lot of activities you can do that make you feel part of this world. When you gain enough honor, you can buy a house in one of the towns. You can get a sweet haircut. If you found the corresponding haircut card, which I still find kind of weird to this day. There are certain gambling mini games you can play to net some extra moolah. You can search for secret treasures littered around Albion, which may require some thinking to find. There's really a lot you can do in this world.
Obey the law.
Or if all that sounds boring, you could just kick chickens to your heart's content. There's a certain charm to Fable that still captivates me to this day. Its art design and character models are still memorable all these years later. It's one of the few games that I can still clearly picture in my mind. You can look at this game and know instantly that it's Fable. It really has its own identity. Even the music holds a special place in my heart. I still clearly remember that uneasy feeling I got when I first entered the woods when that weird ominous music starts playing. I don't know why, but I always got the feeling of bricks whenever I entered the woods. The world, the characters, its dialogue, the hilarious and sometimes dark British humor all still feel so unique in this medium. There's a certain atmosphere to it that makes it all feel so magical and mysterious. I may sound like a cheesy asshole, but that's really the only way to put it. The sequels that later followed did a good job with improving its world and its systems, but there's something about the original that has a certain feel that is unmatched. I feel very hopeful for what the series has in store for us for the future. Whether or not the rumors of a sequel or a full-on reboot are true, there's no denying the impact this game had since its release. So does this game hold up after 16 years? Absolutely. Although some of its systems may feel a bit dated, its gameplay is still solid, its world, its characters, the story, the humor, and the atmosphere are all still very appealing after all these years. If you've never played a Fable game in your life, or if you're coming back like me, definitely give it a shot. It should be pretty cheap on Xbox and PC. I got my copy on Steam for like $10, so I would definitely recommend checking it out. If you guys enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave us a like and a comment on what you think about the Fable series. If you want to see more great gaming content, consider subscribing. We'll have more videos for you guys very soon.